everybody, it's me back in the original Meal Avatar. This is Ame and this your host Ame Gakita. And again, the same as usual guest. I might as well let's put her as a co-host, but anyway, this is Rizi-san!
And I almost choked on my own candy, oh no.
Why would you want to throw on your candy? That's the reason why I don't like to eat candies.
No, okay. I was actually yawning at the center while the candy is in my mouth. So yeah, that's not a good idea, it seems.
Indeed. The question is, why will you yawn when there is something in your mouth? When you get throat?
Okay, it's just go to the feeling of try to not yawn, like open your mouth that wide.
But your mouth decided to say,
but you're still yawning.
Yep. And yet you still need to yawn. It's part of our life. Yawning is important. No, actually don't yawn.
Okay, it's not important, but more to like it's something that can easily spread, I guess.
The funny thing is, right, not a lot of people is aware that why do we yawn. It's because our body needs some oxygen. That's why we yawn. It's not definitely because we are tired, okay? It's just that when you are more tired, your body needs more oxygen. Does that make sense?
You're just drinking the whole can of water just to gain oxygen.
Well, if your body can break down the oxygen and the hydrogen in the water, then that's good for you, I guess.
Wait, does that mean that I need to take the water and try to break it?
How are you going to break the water? Freeze it and then break it?
Got it. Yep.
Yamete. Don't think about it. The last thing I want to hear is you telling me that you broke some ice and you injured yourself. Young lady.
Well, okay. Right before this recording, I managed to hurt myself. And surprisingly, it's not due to my own actions, but due to other people's actions.
I mean, like, it's amazing that how you got so many siblings at your house right now, and you're like, what to do? Am I like, what can you do?
Because I'm surprised that the only thing I just need was, okay, everyone, let's play chase, and who can be more faster. So yeah, we actually
So basically, you give yourself the death threat.
What do you mean by that?
It means that you just give yourself the problem and then you injure yourself.
Okay, first of all, the injury is not from that, but okay, you know the 1.5 carbohydrate drink, right?
Mm-hmm.
Amazingly, you don't have to twist this version. You do not have to twist it. You just need to hit it from the bottom, and it will. So the knot on top will just fly over, right? Instead of hitting it on the floor or on the table, this person just tap it from behind using his hand and aiming it to my eye on purpose.
Wait, what?
That's how bad it is.
Are you even Taichobu?
And bruises? Yeah, I'm good.
Bruises not good.
It's just a little swollen. It's not that bad. Only I could not touch it. I can still see.
Dude. For a person like you, having any injury on you is really a bit no, you know.
I got used to it. So yeah, you don't need to worry anything about it.
Well, even if I don't worry, other people who is gonna worry about you.
No, you don't have to worry because it is count as a normal routine for me.
Yeah, I'm starting to questioning your daily routine now.
Well, better not.
Well, for my sanity's sake, I'm not gonna ask.
Because okay, is it okay to ask to say about the reason bad?
Mm. Yeah.
Like he is actually quite confused how it is still managed to how I managed to win in this one again. Hello?
Can we not talk about winning or losing again?
Like you did say that. How does this make any sense?
It doesn't make sense!
It always never makes sense.
It never makes sense. In case anyone need to know, Richardson and I have made bet twice when I put for Locha and Kefa in Hokai Star Rail. I thought I won her in Blade because I didn't get Blade. But I ended up getting Locha and Kefa. And worst of all, is like funny thing is that I actually level up Kefa 4-star her 4-star weapon. Like she got a 4-star weapon that is given in the game. It was released in the game. So I actually got the 4-star, I level it out to the maximum, and then I gave it to her. And Richie-san give me the suggestion, say, how about you do a few more pull in her weapon banner? And I was like, I am a person who don't do any pull on weapon banner, not in Genshin for the past almost 3 years, like not once. In Hokai Star Rail have been beyond half a year and I still never pull for it. Richie-san decided to say, how about you pull for it? And I was like, oh fine, I pull another 20 pull and I got a freaking 5-star weapon and I was like, dude, you just made me spend all my material to level a 4-star and now you give me a freaking 5-star? Seriously?
Is that good or bad? Because he did say if he got 2 Kafkas, he did not say which version.
That's why I said it doesn't make sense.
Well, it doesn't mean that you're collecting your harem right now.
Can I go for the point that I want to pull for Dunhand Awaken mode in the next patch?
Yeah, you can. But I'm not like the feeling of you getting him is on the 40 and 60%.
The thing is, right, it's back to the 50-50%, 50-50 soft pity. And it's really like I just got Kefa, meaning to say that the system is back, pity is back to 0. Well, technically one if you guys want to count the one of the pool. But it's technically back to 0. If I get him, I have to put out a worse punishment. Worse than the reason why we have to do a karaoke.
That's why I asked you last time. Are you sure?
I'm sure about it, yes, this time around.
Oh no, this is gonna turn out bad for some reason.
How about this way? If I get him, I will apply with my full heart for the audition. I will create the most by audition video.
I don't know if that should be good or bad at this point.
Hey, I mean, like for me, who I applied for so long, it won't hurt.
Right before when I say that, hopefully nobody gonna come again. Well, I hear different voices at the lower floor. Jabe.
Oh, good for you, I guess.
Okay. Even though I am the type that traumatized to talk to people and everything, but I dislike seeing people face to face. I have no idea why.
Maybe you should just like in church there is like in the English church they have the confession with the father, that kind.
Mm-hmm.
And you know how they talk to each other, how they talk to the father?
No.
Basically what they did is that they have 2 rooms all covered up except for the door for them to go in and go out. And in the 2 rooms there is 1 window connected to each other. Basically the window is not actually really a big window. It's just a small little opening for you so that when you talk the voice can be heard on the other room.
Be awkward.
No, in fact, actually, most people confess because to them they feel like because they are in a small confined place, they are not talking to the person directly. They find it much easier to confess a lot of stuff they did. That's why when you say that way, I was like, maybe you should go to that kind of room. So that it's like you want to talk to me? Okay, come to this room.
Okay. There are some people that already meet me in real life and they know I will sit far away from the group, but I will be shouting everything that I need to talk to them. I'm not even joking about this.
Or maybe you can just take a microphone in front of you and say in this way, "Hello everybody."
I think it's not traumatized, but most worst way is being the top student but need to talk in a full crowd that is more than 5,000 people.
Good for you. At least that is called gaining experience so that you can use it in your VTubing life.
Nope.
Why?
Even giving presentation, you're just gonna be shaky for no god. Like you will be shaky with no reason.
Just think that I mean, like, isn't like you just think that you're a VTuber that you got no face? What you're showing to everyone is your VTuber face.
Well, true, but if your presentation, you need to show your face.
Well, true. I mean, like talking about showing face. Have you seen there is quite a small trend? Not really say a full viral trend, but there is quite a few VTuber who technically became real streamer, as in they start showing their own face.
Mm-hmm.
Like, dude, are you still called a VTuber if you're streaming in your own face?
It's not a VTuber. I forgot the term was, but they are both as VTuber and also real life streamer, but I forgot the term for it.
Yeah, because when people ask me, one of my friend asked me about K-Song, and I was like, before K-Song, she was actual VTuber by the name of Pure Coco, so that one we all know. But if she starts streaming in her real life and in her VTuber, we can't really call her a VTuber anymore because she is stream. We all know what she likes. She do stream in her real life, like her real face, all this thing. It's like VTuber to me is like something like a mystery where you don't know who is the person in how they look like in real life. You do not know how they are, what kind of life they live. And even like when I go out with Kat and the others to go and drink and something and like sit down and drink and talk about all stuff, the one thing is that it's not like they know me from top to bottom. They only know how I look, how I live, but the one thing is that I mean, like, I'm not sure about whether she talked about, but she did say that in real life when she meet me, it's like, yeah, definitely a lot of people will mistake me for a young man, even though I'm actually very old. And based on overseas standard, is that I look very old. I look very young, but in Singapore standard, I look very old. And the funny thing is that when people say that I give the elder brother vibe, she said that I give her that vibe like I'm the elder brother of everyone else. I'm like,
you're already a big brother in real life.
And I was like, yeah, I'm a freaking elder brother in real life. I got a younger sister, like a real life younger sister, you know.
With me, most people say that I am two in one body for some reason.
And the
I
funny,
only act mature. I only act mature with a younger people in the group, but will act as a younger kid if the group is older than me.
and not just that though.
Does that
The funny thing is, right, I didn't want to like reveal my like I didn't at first didn't want to reveal my video, doing all this stuff to my family, but my younger sister just told her boyfriend, and I was like, what?
well? Good luck.
And because I was recording at the time, so everyone is like, "What are you doing? What are you doing?" And I was like, you just shut up. I want to. I was just want everyone to shut up. So I just say, "Yeah, I'm doing video." I say I was recording video, and they were like, "Oh, you're making YouTube?" Yes. And slowly as I was, I mean, like, it all happened. It happened. Okay, you guys have to understand. It all happened at. Initially, I didn't want it to happen, but life is such a, how to say, a mystery. The moment when I mean, like, my everyone told me that before I came back, my late grandma, the last great grandma, which is from my mom's side, like, she was healthy. They go for MRI scan, she go for X-ray scan, whatever whatsoever. They said the doctor find nothing wrong with her. So my visa was over. Everyone know that I was busy. You guys have to understand that when I was busy, I just came back from Japan to Singapore. I was like very very tired already. But and the next day I actually, once I reached touchdown, the next day I go and visit my late grandma, and she was like very happy. And out of nowhere, her health start going downhill. She like really go like from it was bad already, and then get worse and worse each day, and we're all like wondering what happened. So I was like, it can't be like she been waiting for me to come back home. You know that kind of feeling, like some people, like, before they go, they need to wait for someone, they need to see someone, and then when they see that someone, they will, oh, my life is fulfilled now, it's time for me to go, that kind of old people mindset. Like, they see the people they want to see, and then they just move on. So it's like it's happened recently, and then she go into like very critical condition where my uncle and family decided to send her to the hospital, and it gotten worse. The scan finally revealed that she got like liver cancer, like after so freaking long, and we are like, dude, you guys did the scan like back in January and April, and you guys say there was nothing wrong, and this time around on July, you tell us that it's a liver cancer that is like in her body for very very long. So I'm like, did not you guys not check it like long ago? Why is it now that you tell me that? After I came back, you tell me that her condition got worse, and yeah, so basically her condition got very worse. And like, for the 3 months after I returned back to Singapore from Japan, for 3 months, you guys noticed that I wasn't like constantly streaming, right? Because I was actually visiting my grandma. I was actually went to a hospital, so I was not in a constant right mode. And she passed away like on the third week, and like on the 2nd of April, she passed away in like very peacefully, very quietly, because the doctor actually managed to give her some drug, all these things to make her pass as painlessly as possible. So on the last moment when I kind of like sensed that she really died, like that night I sensed she died, like, the one thing is that in Chinese we know that there will be someone to bring her away to the afterlife. So in my dream, I saw it was my late grandfather, her husband, late husband. So I was like, wow, 24 years. Because the thing is like, the gap, like, my grandfather died in 1999. I was around 10 years old that time, and 24 years later, he came to fetch my late grandma, and I was like, well, at the time she was still alive. I was like, wow. And the funny thing is that I didn't tell you. The next day I told everyone it was grandpa, and my mom actually told and my uncle actually told me that we didn't tell you, but actually your grandma, your late grandma, actually been saying like, my husband had come and fetch me, my husband had come and fetch me, and we all just say that she's just speaking nonsense. And when I told them that, yeah, grandpa really come and fetch her, and they all just cried on the spot, and I was like, dude, you guys have any idea how creepy that dream is? because it's in the dream I was the one who dream of my grandfather who asked me where is grandma, and I had to bring him to the hospital bed, take him to the hospital bed, fetch my late grandma away, and they all move on. The one thing is that during that there's a lot of thing happening during that funeral for the 1 week later on. Like I know it's very sad. I know you guys want to say something to me. I don't need to worry. I'm actually been there, done that, and it's already all over. And the one thing I would say is that there's a lot of frustration. Like there's a lot of frustration. Like the cock-up system based on my uncles. I got two so basically on my mom's side, my late grandma got 3 children. My mom and my 2 uncle. Everyone is just trying to handle it as peaceful as possible. The youngest uncle and his family is just, oh my god, we just want to slap our face, and there's a lot of cock out. So in the end became me and my sister handling every single thing. My sister did the whole thing, but I handled on those small little details like you know, like Chinese, there is the offering, like food offering, all these thing, sweeping the floor, all these thing, right? Yeah, I was handling on those, while my sister handled with the issue of like ordering the instant paper, the candles or whatsoever, or extra drink or extra food, all this thing. Like my sister ordered those, so it's like we both. It's like in the end, me and my sister are the one handling every single thing. And the worst part is that my sister and I are also the one who stay the whole night, because a lot of people is not aware is that in Chinese we got something we call 守月. In Chinese it means it's translated as the person protecting the night. So there is also, it can be used in New Year where you stay the longest and the longer you stay, the longer life your parents will live. But in funeral meaning, it actually means that you have to protect the coffin, because the one thing is that a lot of people in Chinese believe that you do not want to have any bugs, any cats, any birds go near to the coffin. You have to prevent them from going in, because if you let them go near it, the spirit of the dead will get attached to that living thing and bring away. And even though you want to bring them to the afterlife, but attaching to animal means that they reincarnate as an animal, so which is not what you want. You want them to reincarnate as a human, so or to go to the afterlife, like basically in a paradise, something like that, or utopia, whichever you guys want to call it. So in Chinese we got something like that. So me and my sister have not technically slept for a few days. I got the worst case, because the last 2 nights my sister did sleep. Like she couldn't bear anymore, she had to sleep. I did not sleep for at least 6 days, 5 days to be exact, but I almost 6 days, because if you guys because I have to protect like I have to look after the night, do check out whatsoever. And basically I've been, even if I sleep, I couldn't sleep properly. I only nap for around 2-3 hours, and even if you call me that is sleep, it's just not just close my eye, nap, and then I just woke up and start to preparing for everything, like drawing like folding the paper into ink knots or paper money to be burnt easier. So it's like I did not sleep properly for the past almost like 5 to 6 days, and which made me question, how did Richie-san stay that way for years?
Now you know.
I got no idea how. Don't ask me. But I had did it once back in 2013 and 2014. Both my late grandfather and like great grandmother from my dad's side. Like I did that twice, but that was like when I was in my 20s. So this time around, I'm doing it in my 30s. So I was like, dude, how am I still able to standing up? And the funny thing is that both my uncles said they would do it, and they fall asleep. They say they will do it, but then both of them fall asleep. And the worst part is that when I sleep, because you guys know that I can predict stuff and I also can dream stuff. So yeah, because it's daytime, so I can say this right now. I actually dream about my grandma. And the funny thing is that she told me, don't sleep. When I sleep next to the coffin, because they told me that I can sleep next to the coffin to rest up for a bit. The funny thing is that when my sister and her boyfriend sleep next to the coffin, they sleep properly. But when I sleep to the next coffin, my grandma just come in and say, don't sleep here. You should go out and sleep, or go home and sleep. And I was like, Grandma, let me sleep.
Yeah, I do understand that one because I have that experience before. Okay, imagine me just you were trying to sleep and this she did not say anything, she just went like the feeling of somebody just hit you from behind? Yeah, she actually hit me from behind.
Hey, at least better
because
than
she was
Mm.
I remember that because my cousin said that she passed away in her prayer, so we have no idea if that is okay or not because it means that she did not finish her prayer at the time. So somebody else needs to finish her prayer.
Oh my.
But how in hell do we know which prayer she is in right now?
God, then you guys have to restart from the start?
No, because the good thing, because my grandma managed to write a number, but my cousin could not read it because it is in Arabic. So because they show me the symbol, I just say, it's on the second prayer.
Oh.
And then everyone just continue from that one.
Oh. Wow, it's a good thing that you learn Arabic then.
But the bad thing is, there's only 4 people in my family that can read and write in Arabic. Other people could not, and that is a problem.
Well, it's a good thing they can ask you.
Afterwards, after 1 month, my grandmother could not leave me alone.
Well, I can understand that because when I was 10 years old, right? Like the funny thing is that 24 years ago, 10 years ago, when I was 10 years old, that my I'm basically telling you guys how old I am right now. Well, basically, well, okay, like when I was 10 years old, like when my grandfather, my from my mom's side passed away, like the one thing is that I can't remember which night because I was 10 years old. The one thing I can be so sure is that I remember him coming into my dream and tell me when I was sleeping at that time in the house, in my grandfather house at the time, I was like, he just stared at me. Like I can remember he was staring at me with his face, and I was like, dude, I was like 10 years old, I was freaked out, and I told my mom about it. And the funny thing was that my uncle was aware of it when I told him, and 24 years old, he said, I dream about my late grandma. Like she told me what she want to eat. She told me what we need to do, and I will tell you guys in a while later. But the funny thing is that my uncle would say that, and he actually go around and just not sure he's like bragging or saying something, but he just basically say, him. Look at Ame. He dreamed about my father. He dreamed also about my mother this time around.
I think that's bragging.
And he just said that they don't even give me the dream. And I was like, what? You want, you can get it.
Uh-huh.
If you want, you can have it. I don't want to.
It's not even a good one. Like in my case, every year and only this month, not this month, but there will be this 1 month. All of my dead cousins or any dead grandparents will be there and just stare at me for no reason.
You do know that in Chinese we got something called the Hungry Ghost Festival, right? It means that on that month, is where the gates of hell release all the ghosts.
Yeah, I do. I have read about it.
And you do know that it's coming soon, right?
Yeah, I do know.
The starting date is after this recording is 4 days more. It's on the 16th.
I do know.
Good luck.
Yeah, that's not a good thing. Okay. I do have this was an old question that I have, and I actually found it. Some people will know that I do not like celebrating my birthday. One of it was that, well, my family did not like celebrate this kind of thing, so I'm not used to it. That's one. Second, a lot of people die on that date. So should I be happy and celebrating, or should I go to a grave to pray?
To me, go to pray first. Pray first. It has to be pray first, okay? Then at night celebrate.
Yeah, when you're trying to sleep, like, okay, sleeping on 17 March, right? And afterwards, when it starts midnight, yeah, every dead person is just gonna go to you.
No, but you do know why do you have to celebrate, right? Like it has to be after the praying of the or the day. Do you want to know why in Chinese?
Yes, please.
Okay, in Chinese we believe there is something called 冲洗 or 冲二, which means basically to wash with good luck or wash with bad stuff. So basically, if you celebrate first, then you have a funeral. You basically giving all the bad luck or from all the bad energy from the funeral, washing away all your good stuff. So normally what you want to do is the other way around. So you want to do the funeral stuff or praying stuff first because it's considered technically dark energy. So when you got that energy, when you celebrate like birthday or wedding or all those things, those are considered good energy. So when you have bad energy on you and then you celebrate a birthday, you are technically using the birthday positive energy to wash away all the negative energy. It won't really say wash every single thing. It's more towards the part of balance it out because good and bad became neutral, if you know what I mean. So in Chinese we do use that. Like the reason why my sister is gonna get married soon is because technically we are using that as an excuse to wash away all the bad energy in the household, if you know what I mean. So it is a good thing. And I mean, like my late grandma was very happy about it for some reason. Like the funny thing is that we all tried to remove her wedding ring. Like there is one wedding ring we tried to remove it, we couldn't remove it. When my sister told us that she can help remove it and she removed it, like she removed it very easily, but we all couldn't remove it no matter what. Even I couldn't remove it, and my younger sister just removed it easily, and she was like, it's so easy to remove. And I was like, because you're going to get married, that's why she giving you the wedding. She giving you her wedding ring because she want you to get married soon.
Well, it does make sense.
The show. So yeah, in the end we got my sister boyfriend to be as a husband to be, and he also helped to like enter the whole the funeral ceremony praying. So he also appeared and helped us. Though initially it was 8 of us, so because with him in the end we got 9 people. It's technically a good thing because 9 also mean longevity, which is a good thing. So 8 is also fortune, but 9 in Chinese is also a good thing. So yeah, we use 9 as an excuse. The one funny thing that earlier I was saying, like I dream about my grandma. It's like I dream about my grandma, and next to him is the funny thing is that I dream not just my grandma but my grandpa, which is basically both my grandpa and my grandma was in next to the coffin area. And the funny thing is that they asked me, my grandfather asked me one thing and my late grandma asked me one thing in my dream. And the funny thing was that my grandma on the first day said like, tomorrow can you help me go and buy wonton noodle, the noodles, the Chinese noodle. I was like, oh, you want to eat that? Can I go and I'll get it for you?
Okay, before this I mistaken that as she actually asked you to buy a lot of
noodles.
Like the whole jar of noodles, and I'm like, wait.
Yeah, I have to actually. The funny thing is that Richie actually thought the wonton noodle was ONE when I have to explain it's WAN.
Because it's I heard it as tan and not one.
I have to explain it's one. One. Do you want me to explain it as wonton me?
No, no, that just sound like water me.
Water noodle, very watery. People want a pot of water. I want a water of noodles. Okay, back to seriously talking. Like actually, my grandma prayed, telling me that she want to eat that, and I didn't at the time. I didn't aware it was actually my late grandfather's favorite noodles. Like he loved to eat wonton noodles, so I think like because we have to pray for her, so basically she told me that can we buy that? So I buy that, and the funny thing is that I also remember my late grandfather also told me like he's a very heavy smoker when he was alive. So and this year I was told by my uncle they couldn't pray to him during the Chinese we call it Qingming, which means the praying of ancestors, so they didn't pray it this year. So I think they didn't pray, like they didn't burn the cigar to him. And I remember like in the dream he told me like can you go and buy my favorite cigar. And and the funny thing is that the cigar he want is very very limited, like not they do sell it but not in demand, so it's very very hard to find. And I told my family and relative, and they say okay we're going to find it. If they sell it they'll burn it, if not they will get another brand. The funny thing is that the next day the funny thing is that they told me a lot of things. That morning they say that the instant noodle is not open, it won't be open. So I was like okay it's fine, if it's not open then I'll buy other stuff. And the funny thing is that on the day of that morning when me and my brother-in-law to be, like my sister boyfriend, like we both go to the market at earlier 5:30. We went there and every other store is not open except for that wonton noodle shop.
Isn't that good?
The funny thing is, we went there on technically the first morning. Like her funeral was on the her body moved in on the 2nd of August, so we have to do the first morning is on the 3rd of August, the third morning already, the next morning. So when I go, I was like, oh wow, they should have it. So I was like, okay, let's go and buy. I actually bought my grandma favorite wonton noodle. At the time I thought it was her favorite, and turned out that but the next day when I want to go and eat the same place, at the same time when I go at 5:30, they were not open yet. I go on the 3rd day, they are not open yet. It's like purpose on the, like it was so funny that on the day that my late grandma requested for it, when I go and get it, it was open. But when she doesn't want it, it's not open. And I was like, how?
I don't know what to even say. It's either your grandma's luck or just coincidence. I have no idea.
Normally I would say coincidence, but the thing is, right, it's like she purposely tell, okay, today I want it, you go and buy. Definitely today you can buy it. I was like, well, the funny thing is that after we bought it, everything went smoothly and nicely for the whole rest of the day. I think it's like she bless. Okay, you give me what I want. I bless you with nice thing. So turns out it was later found out that my late grandfather also liked the noodles, so I guess she wanted to share with she just tell me what she want to eat, but actually she's just getting it for her husband.
I have no idea what to even say.
And the funny thing is, right, when I asked them, can we like burn cigar? Although my grandma don't smoke, but can I burn a cigar for my late grandfather? Like burn it together with my grandma and say that this is for grandfather. You just bring it along. And turn out the funny thing is that like earlier I said they couldn't find it initially when they want to buy for him on the Qingming, they couldn't find the cigar at the time. Like they bought another brand. So the funny thing is that this time around when they decided to go and find it, they find it easily. And I was like, and when I asked them about it, they said, yeah, we've bought it. And when I go and check it, I was like, oh my goodness, Grandpa really wanted it. I was like, in Chinese time, I would say, oh yeah, Grandpa really definitely want it. And the funny thing is, a lot of people at that time say that there can't be anyone who's smoking. And they say can't be. So I actually pray, like initially when one of the, the undertaker, when they come and ask, when I asked them, can we do this, something like this, they say yes. And one of the undertaker, like she told me, okay, your late grandfather smoked, right? Okay, we go to the the pot where we pray to, where we Chinese pray and put the stick, right? At that place, I actually say, okay, Grandpa, we can't give you any other kind of cigar, but we shall give you this one stick. If you really want, I actually pray and say that we'll burn for you. But I actually may say you have to make sure that everything goes smoothly, and you hope that we can find the cigar that you want. I actually say that sentence. The next day when my family go and get it, they actually say, oh, they had that, the stock was just in, and I was like, wow, Grandpa, I didn't know you want to smoke.
Okay, for some reason, I think that, okay, the grandmother already know that I passed away, and they are finding my food. How about just let them find your cigarette at the same time?
Yeah, it's like that is what happening. And the funny thing is that when they told me they easily find it, I was like, huh. And the funny thing is that my grandpa is a heavy smoker, so he smoked very, very fast. Like even when we put 3 different cigar at, like, turn them on at different, like lead them on at different timing, when we put in front of his, like, in front of his tablet, it will, for some reason, all 3 will burn at the same time and finish at the same time. So the funny thing is that the undertaker take out one of her cigar and place it in the atlas to be burned for just that one, and only once only. When I pray, I was like, and the funny thing is that initially, like they say, cigar will burn very slowly, but when we pray, the moment we put it out, the cigar just all burn very, very fast, and we were all like, yeah, definitely he's there.
No, three of it at the same time. That's really wow.
Yeah, the funny thing is not just that though. I still remember that like when we got negative energy, our body will turn. Like some people will say that our body will turn a little bit of cold or chilling effect, right?
Mm-hmm.
For 1 week, my leg all turned white. Pure white. It was very, very white though, and after, like Chinese, we also got the purifying water, right? The one where we use the water, like put sun leaf in it or sunflower oil and then use it to clean our body. Yeah, I did. I had to do that twice, 2-3 times, and then I was considered purified, because after that there was a lot of things happening. Which I can't say because I'm afraid of something that goes back. So I don't want to call. I don't want to say that. I don't want to. So I don't want to say it.
Okay, don't say it.
But the one thing I can do remember is that we come across a bad ghost, and my uncle was in a bad situation. So in the end, he got it, I got it, and well, I have to carry him because at the time, so I have to wash my body like a lot of time because I couldn't move my arm. Like I couldn't lift my arm at that time. So after I purified a 2-3 times and my hand, I was like, oh, I can start moving my hand. I was like, dude, how is it's like people told me, am I a person who believes in ghosts? Yes and no. I wouldn't say I fully believe in all of the ghosts. Like some of them are hosts, some of them are not real ghosts. But at the same time, I believe there are some ghosts because I had come across a few, and you guys can't go and tell me say that there is no ghost because it had happened to me already. I wouldn't say like entirely, like in some situations to some extent, but if it had happened to me, I can't deny there is no ghost too, if you know what I mean. So it's really very airy at the time. Like people ask me like one of the reasons why when like Rizi asked me about, can we ask you about the funeral, all this thing, and I was like, at the time when I was like streaming, I was like, it was night. I was like, Rizi-san, it's I don't want to talk this at night.
Okay. I wanted to know what happened, but at the same time, you could not tell it because the back of your mind, you know that it's gonna consider bad luck if you say it.
Yes. Like Rishi-san was asking me at the time, and I was like, Rishi-san, can we not talk about this? Let's talk about this in a random talk like right now.
Yep, and that's the only opportunity that he can explain.
Yeah, so for everyone who really want to know what actually happened, yeah, I just explained to you like why I couldn't say about some of the stuff. Like it has to be on the random talk because it just happened to me, and it's very very eerie to me, even to me. So I mean, like even when I even the funny thing is, right, I have actually technically I have to be back home like after her body, like my great grandma body got semi-cremated. Like when we send it into the fire, I have to go back home. But because what happened to my uncle, like he collapsed, he couldn't think of anything. Someone have to stay back and look after him. So if anyone who remember my Twitter that I post that I have to stay back to look after my uncle because he collapsed. Like he collapsed in front of everyone. So I had to look after him. He's the only one in the house. So I couldn't go home. And although he managed to recover the next day, the day itself he recovered a bit and not fully, but at least recover somehow, some way the next day. I had told everyone that I have to go home because on that night itself, I was scolded by my late grandfather in my dream, saying like I should be back home, not here. And I was wondering why he was mad. And turned out that I finally realized the reason why he was mad, because the next day when we tried to, there was actually a prayer we have to do on the day itself, the day that my late grandma body got burned. And my late grandma was not like so-called like invite back home. We invite her back home the next day, and my late grandma wasn't very happy. And the funny thing is that when we pray to her saying like please come back home, like so that we can do her, the Chinese tablet, the one where we pray for to our ancestor, the ancestor tablet, like invite her back to that tablet. My uncle collapsed, so we didn't do the ceremony for her the day before, so we have to do it the next day. And when we do it the next day, we couldn't invite her back home 4 days, four tries. Like we pray four times, she doesn't want to come back home, until when my uncle asked her for forgiveness and said that we'll do something for her, and she just come back in. And then when we think about it, it was like when they remember the part where I was scolded by late grandfather, we all realized that my uncle collapsed, so we couldn't do the prayer, so my grandma was angry. And because we couldn't invite grandma back to the ancestor who my late grandfather was in, no wonder my grandfather was mad, because he was waiting outside trying to get her wife inside.
That's why.
Yeah, I was like, you guys don't understand, my grandpa when he's mad, it's not a funny thing, So I did not sleep for one more night.
I think better than me, because sometimes out of the blue, imagine it's either your ancestors or your own relatives just appear in your own face when the first thing that you open your eyes, not open your face. That sounds wrong.
That's sure, ne? And the funny thing is, right, after we did every single thing, when I returned back home, right, after I have to use the purifying water to wash my body like 2-3 times, like one time to wash my hand and then second time to wash my whole body. Basically, I just put a mineral water, get a bottle of mineral water, I put in the purifying leaf. Like Chinese, we use flower and leaf, right, to purify our body. So I put a few in. Instead of like pouring the water over my hand, I just pour it over my head. my whole head, my whole arm, my whole body, with my clothes on.
Does it still work if you still do that?
It works in some. It actually works. So the funny thing is that after I did that, right, my hand can start moving. So you guys have to understand that I was actually forcing to move my hand for the before I reach home. And once I reached home, I did that. I was like, oh, my hand start able to move. Like, because before I do that, my hand couldn't lift out. Like there was something, like there was weight on it. So I did that, and I was like, wow, I can move my hand. And I did another wash again, like with another type of purifying water, like my mom, the one that my mom get, I don't know which one. So I used that again, and it became much better. So the next day, I was like, dude. And the fun thing is, right, when I fall asleep, I actually returned home, so it was around 2-3 o'clock. So I actually take a nap at 4, was what I think, and I woke up at around 8 or 9 just to eat dinner, because my mom woke me up to eat dinner. And at that time, I remember that I was eating dinner. I was like staring in my computer doing I was also got my Genshin and my Hokkai dailies. And then Rizi-san just messaged me, "Are you asleep?"
It's okay. It's just a hunch. I have no idea if it's true or not. It's only a hunch. And then he just say, how do you know? I have no idea.
Yeah, the funny thing is that I remember at that time when you guys asked me about all those stuff, and I say, it's nighttime, I don't want to talk about those. And I said I want to sleep at around 12. So yeah, I actually fall asleep at 12. And the funny thing is, right, because at the time when you asked me all the stuff, I say it's nighttime, I don't want to talk about all the negative energy stuff. So I at the time actually told you guys that I will talk about it in a random talk, and after that I fall asleep, and I remember I woke up at 6 to go to the toilet just to release some water toxic. So I actually pee, go, and then come back and sleep again. And the fun thing I remember was that once I sleep, I thought I would wake up the next moment I woke up it would be 9 or 10. Instead, the next moment I woke up, it's already 1 p.m. already.
For me, at least you sleep.
Yeah, that's why I told you guys, like, one thing is that when you don't, like, I didn't have a proper rest for the few days, like for a few days I didn't have a proper rest, and then when I finally rest, it's like I couldn't wake up anymore. And yeah, the next few days I know that people ask me about streaming all this thing, and I didn't really have stream properly, like in out a little bit, but I never really put up a schedule, all this thing. Reason being that I actually want to like have a change of pace, a change of feeling, just to rest out my body, all this thing. And also at the same time finish up the recording for the one that I did for off stream when I was doing when I was still in the funeral at that time. Like I recorded quite a few of my gameplay very badly, but I will try to upload them when I can around. It should be all around next week. So in the once those videos start uploading, hopefully, but I know it's gonna be like after the Fontash stuff. Like I definitely like I know that I'll be definitely preparing Fontash, and I will be like going full on, you know what I mean? Like playing Fontash as a, like once you get released, I'm gonna play Fontash no matter what, that kind of feeling. So yeah, I mean like a lot change once I returned back from Japan to Singapore. Like just 1 month. The moment I touched off for around 1 month. Mind you guys, I returned back in Singapore on the 7th last 7th of July. So technically of this time of record is just a few days after 1 month. So I did not have a proper rest despite returning back in Singapore. Dude. like sometimes when you wish to have a a smooth sailing on every single thing, and thing that doesn't go according to plan.
Yeah, that's basically me every day.
Oh, it also happened to me, alright, young lady.
It could not be solved, and you could not prevent it from happening. So yeah.
I wonder why our luck is always like this. Just like how I managed to prove Kefa. And now a moment of silence.
It's not silence, but I keep muting my own mic because it's a push to talk, and it is dangerous when every kids in the house is awake right now, and it's not even a 1 hour sleep yet.
I'm actually amazed that at your place right now you got so many so-called sibling that is in your house at the same time, and you're still
It's not siblings, it's cousins.
Cousin, sorry.
Okay. Cousins, children's.
Dude, sometimes like one children understandable, two children manageable, three or more, maybe a little bit problematic. And then you tell me how many more are there?
The good thing was that the one that didn't have any youngest. All of them are in high school. Wait, no, finished high school. So I'm safe for that one.
Uh-huh.
But I'm still dead because, how to say this? I'm counted as the youngest because out of every cousin of mine have been married, but I am not married yet. But I still count as the oldest one.
Don't need to worry. Earlier when I mentioned my sister getting married, right? Like the funny thing is that technically my sister and her boyfriend got like forced to marry. Like the funny thing, the proposal happened in the funeral.
That is, I am actually quite speechless because I don't know if that's good or bad.
I'm actually surprised at myself, you know.
Like, okay, both of you, marry now. Because...
Why? No, just because you guys need to marry now. And now the worst part is, no, the thing is, right, my sister actually been my sister is planning the basically the registration of marriage. So they are planning on the date, and they are also planning on inviting a few people to eat. So they actually start putting the restaurant or place for the wedding ceremony. Not really like doing a big one, but more like just sit down and eat. But the worst part of all, I think, is that my dad just say, Ame, when's yours?
Why? I'm just wondering why.
And I actually told my sister, and I turned to my sister and I was like, now you understand why I want to escape to Japan. The reason why my sister get a boyfriend was because that she got asked by my dad, why are you not getting a boyfriend? Why are you not getting a boyfriend for like 2-3 years? And my sister was so pissed off that she actually got a boyfriend. So when my sister got a boyfriend, and she told my mom, and my mom told my dad, and my dad just say, nah, she's just kidding. The next day my sister bring her boyfriend home. And the funny thing is that I remember my mom told me that your dad was dumbfounded, like he was stunned, and I was like, wow. So if I want to see that stunned face again, I have to get a girlfriend now.
No, it's not getting a girlfriend. It's more like you bring a female friend during your sister's marriage day and see how your dad reaction.
Well, that is impossible because I have to find it within this year.
I say it's not a girlfriend, but a female friend to go with you.
That's even more impossible. That's impossible. That is gonna give them the misunderstanding, so I prefer not to do it.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, makes 100% sense. Unless it's nonsense.
Well, better than me. People mistaking me and my dad as a husband and wife, and that is bad.
Hey, at least you kick him in the nuts.
Yeah, twice.
Ooh la lady. Imagine if your
I
dad
still
actually said
remember-
kimochi, I'll definitely help you kick him one more time.
Like, I still remember that one of my siblings said that, is it because of you that dad could not walk anymore?
Not really.
Like, no, the only time I just replied maybe because it was his fault at the same time.
Yeah.
Because he did make me pissed off. Okay, he did make me pissed off before the day that he got hurt.
Mm.
So I don't know if it's just his karma because he keep making me go insane. But I don't know why, but it's feel worth it for some reason.
Yeah, just like how people ask, like, how are you still alive? The question will be like, the question can be also be said to your own dad, you know.
Nah, it's normal. That's the only thing that my dad will say. Nah, it's normal. Even though it is not normal.
It's abnormal, young lady.
just remove the A and B, and you got normal.
No, you have to add that two letter in. You don't you dare remove them.
I cannot remove it. I can just cut it out.
Oh no, you are. Oh no, you are not. But I mean, like, hey, I mean, like, for us, the funny thing is, both of us got one thing common is that our family asking us, when are we gonna get married? And I'm like, well, Richie-san got a boyfriend, so good for Richie-san. Sorry, for some reason why I want to say Neji-san. I have no idea why.
Oh wait, you actually still do not know, huh?
Know what?
I assume you do not know.
Know what?
Okay, he actually asked that he is actually it's not best friend but still quite close, and he asked me permission first. Can he go and get another girlfriend?
Wow.
It means it means that he one boy and have two girls. In similar is one boy with two wives. I say no because the other person will get jealous if that happens because you could not keep up. So I told him that how about we break up but still continue being friends, and you go and couple with that person first. And he said that, am I okay with that? Yeah, I'm sure, because I have no, how to say this? If somebody say that it's over, I will have no emotion for some reason.
I'm actually surprised that you are not even.
I don't know, because I was being grown up with, like, the feeling of love, I guess, was never existed from the beginning.
Fair enough. Don't need to worry. You get plenty of love from Ame Papa. But at the same time, I'm very worried about you.
Why?
Why? Because every time when you say something you're bi, and I have to correct you, and then you'll be like, and then you keep saying it without realizing it's actually you're bi, until when I told you the full meaning, and you'll be like, huh? And then the next time you say it again, and then I say, are you sure you want to say that again? And you'll be like, oh god, why?
It depends. If I can remember the word, I will not be using it anymore.
The funny thing is, right, in case anyone want to know, it happened a few times already, you know.
It depends.
Yeah, it happened a few times already, you know. Like when Richie But the funny thing is when she say I will swallow it, and I was like, are you sure you want to swallow it? And she was like, what? Double meaning? And she was like, oh god.
Because I just get out of nowhere. Okay, how to say this? Just say it, but they never think of the second meaning. So when Ame say that, are you sure to use it? Are you sure you want to use that word? Why is it bad? And then he explained why. Or he just say that, double meaning, that's all.
And she was like, oh god, why?
Why? It's more like, why do you need to refer to that one? I did not refer to that one. Can you please stop? Because I just want to make it this as normal conversation as possible and not make it yabai. That's basically that's going on in my head every time you say that.
And the best part is that even when it's not, even the funny thing is, right, even when I'm not the one leading to the yabainess, you're the one who lead into the yabainess yourself.
Yep. And that's normal for me for some reason.
Yeah, that's why when people say I'm yabai, Rizi is more yabai than Ame Papa. I'm surprised.
If somebody say that, okay, if somebody say that Ame Papa is random and also yabai, Ame Papa will directly point to me or just stare at me.
Let's say that this random talk was inspired by Richie-san.
Eh?
And to be fair, okay, in case anyone want to know, go and watch the first episode. And the funny thing is that, what name do we call? And I was like, yeah, we are talking about random stuff. So I still remember that. Okay, let's call this a random talk.
True, because I have no idea how to stick to a one topic and stay there. Because usually it will be jumping all over the place in a conversation.
Yeah, this random talk has always been all over the place. We try. Okay, guys, we try to have a few topic in between. It never work out for us, so we end up talking about random stuff.
Random stuff. 1 second, we can talk 3 things at the same time, and some people will get confused on what are we even saying.
But yet, the funny thing is that two of us are still aware what we are talking about. Yeah, the one my advice for for the viewers, don't keep track.
We never have a track in the beginning of it. We just say what we want to say and then done.
Yeah, I mean, like, initially we wanted to have a topic where we talk about random stuff. If people, like, anyone who want to collab with me doing for random talk, if you guys got a talk, like a topic, stuff to talk about, yeah, sure, you can just apply for on the application below, and I will set a date for you guys. But between me and Rizi-san, then there's never a proper track.
Nope, everything just jumping from one to another row. Well, the second one we are forgetting what we are gonna say. That's why it's gonna be a dead silent for a few minutes.
Yeah, there are times when that happen, but somehow when we put it back in track, is the track still went haywire.
It's just okay. Get everything that we want to talk, put it in a bucket, throw everything into the stream.
Which is the reason why, if you guys notice, I might have to reset the whole thumbnail from the first one to the latest one, where I'll have to put, instead of like initiate auto design, I'll just stick to one design and just put random talk 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Yeah, that'd be the easiest way to do a thumbnail, I guess.
Yeah, basically just one image. Maybe the image can change one here, there, everywhere, but the number, it will definitely be random talk, top number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5, all the way to the latest. And then once you reach episode 100, it will be, oh, so let's separate episode 100, and then again number 1, number 2, number 3. There's never
If we celebrate that in one day, I will be cringing in the background saying that, oh god, why did I agree to this in the beginning?
Well, maybe once we both get into agency VTuber, and became an agency VTuber, and then maybe this might have to stop. Too bad. I never get accepted as a agency VTuber. Somehow, some way, someone. For a person like me who had applied for a Hololive a lot of time, Nishi Sanji 2 or 3 times, but it's a good thing that funny thing is that I never applied the third, fourth time onwards. Reason why don't ask either one of us, okay? If you want to know, go and search it up yourself. We do not want to get ourselves in trouble, and we do not wish to talk about the drama behind Nishi Sanji. So I do not want to get in trouble with Nishi Sanji, and you guys can search it up, the drama behind it, just based on your perspective and your opinion, but never ask us about VTuber stuff. Like, we can talk about a few VTuber that I really like. We can talk about the VTuber that happening in a few moments. But some drama, we want to keep ourselves out of trouble, so we are not gonna talk about that. And both me and Rizi-san had decided not to apply for Nishi Sanji. Funny thing is that recently I joked, Richi-san, are you gonna apply for Nishi Sanji? And she was like, hell no!
Not in a million years. That's the first thing that I say to him.
Yeah, I actually joked with Richi-san, hey, you gonna apply for Nishi Sanji? And she said, no, hell no! Yeah, that's just how reluctant we are both to apply for Nishi Sanji though. But any other, at the moment, I'm trying to apply for Holostar, but apparently they never like my style. I think, okay, basically I'm thinking that it might be highly because of the reason that I do not have enough viewers in subscribers. I'm just a small little tiny film. Maybe that's one of the reasons why. Hello. Mush.
Wow. Oh god, it is too noisy that the voice could not pick up my voice. Stop it.
Okay, I guess we should stop talking about those kind of things. Maybe we should also stop here. I mean, like, it's only 1 hour and 12 minutes on the record timing. You want to stop around here?
I think so.
Yeah, let's start around here. I mean, like, we will come back again with more random talk next time. When, I cannot 100% confirm, but there will be a day when me and Risa will collab together to play games. Don't need to worry, guys. It won't be just me collabing with Richi-san on the talk. It'll be me and Richi-san collabing as in a gameplay. And you guys will be enjoying the moment where how two random people can do random stuff in a random game.
Okay, for those that did not know, I think Ame did not know about this also. I could not use a direct card, like a bank card, on Steam. If I use it, it's gonna get stuck. Like, the whole will get stuck for some reason. And recently I was trying to buy another game, and it got stuck. That's why I could not open it.
Yeah, it's the reason why I told Richi-san that it's alright. We can postpone that to a later time. So once she resolve it on her end, then we will start planning on the collabs. I will be streaming the game, and Richi-san will be recording it on her own end. But we will see how it goes. I mean, like, I'm looking forward to the time when both of the penguins are going to jump off at the same time.
See, was that how many face slam are we gonna do in that game?
I'm actually very intrigued to know. Imagine like right now the face that I'm showing on my random talk right now. I mean, Ricky-chan is not able to see it, but once you see the face that I'm actually using for my this time random talk, I think she's gonna be shouting at the back of her mind. Whoa!
Why?
Oh, you got to know it when this video get out. So with that being said,
should I be right?
don't need to worry. It's not bad for you. It's not your bye.
But
But the face is nice.
Don't
worry, it's not your bye.
For some reason, there's a doubt. Really bad right now.
So with that being said, if you're watching this in the morning, have a good day. If you're watching this at night, have a good night rest. Don't forget to press the like button and subscribe if you have not. And this is the host, Ame Gakita, signing out with Richie-san. And you can follow us at our link in the description below. Bye.